Okay, so I remember on Tuesday's Zoom, I had pretty much opened up with pretty much failing to understand, or not understand, but failing to note the internal reaction that it failed, and that's why realistically we should not have been expecting up here, which is kind of why we didn't even end up getting even a back up here, because this is now technically considered something like a turbulence point here. So I wouldn't have expected this to, even after the move, I would not have expected this past move up here. But here's something to note too. For our DXY bias, I explained this on Tuesday, but we had pretty much anticipated that at least for the very short term, we should reach here, right? And obviously there's way more of a move than that happened, but we should have at least gotten here based on the current information that we had been given. And that was on Tuesday, right? As you can see the little arrow, but yeah, we ended up reaching that target, even though it was not the prettiest. And now it's a bit conflicting because this is finally reached into our potential POI, and this is very, very important to note right here. This is a sign that, in my opinion, we have topped out. I feel personally we have topped out here because, right, it took quite a bit of effort for us to get back up here, and now we are showing signs of an internal liquidity grab from a minor intraday perspective, borderline major intraday. And I saw this with EURUSD today. I almost bought it this morning after we had taken liquidity, and we'll come back to that right here. And now that we are seeing this internal liquidity grab, because it's already been confirmed, obviously here, right, this is now, in my opinion, a shift of momentum that should start giving us a recovery. And let's say we do get this recovery here. If we get that recovery there, then realistically, this could be the formation of an overall liquidity grab based on this high, and then the impulsive move up, and then we're just taking out the preliminary structure. But I don't want to assume that reversal, just because excuse me, I remember with you guys I was considering the possibility of there being a reversal after liquidity has been taken, but that would only occur if there is an internal transition, which there was not, right? There was not. So here, I don't necessarily want to assume that this is pretty much fully topped out, but in my opinion, I personally feel like it might have, especially because of where we are creating this, or where this liquidity grab is being formed right after a very, very impulsive move. But still, mind you, it's still a very, very strong week. And we are halfway through the month, so these next 2 weeks is going to be pretty interesting to see how we react from here. Because we can get, very, how do we put this, hypothetical with this. We could easily start to assume, right, liquidity's been taken, and then we're starting to see this, right? But it's not the same thing as if, I don't know if you guys were looking at this, but the whole Luna crash, there was actually like a whole internal transition there, if I recall correctly. Actually, nope, not that one. Right, there is a whole transition here where liquidity is taken, the internal liquidity grab is confirmed, right? And mind you, this is a lot cleaner than what I'm seeing with DXY, but this move makes a lot of sense from a technical perspective. And if I'm correlating that to this, right, although we are talking about a much smaller scale with our minor intraday, right, if the internal liquidity grab leads us into even taking out our preliminary structure point over the next week or so, then that's a very, very, I'm going to be very, very cautious for the continuation, just because that would have been technically, right, a potential liquidity grab being formed internally from the major intraday range. But I don't want to assume that just yet. All I can assume for now is that we have topped out for the medium term. Sorry about that. We have topped out for the medium term, and we are pretty much seeing a potential recovery start to come forward. And correlating that with EURUSD, as I was watching this morning, I should have screenshotted for you guys. I apologize, I didn't. But after I saw this 5-minute closure, I don't know if you guys recall or just know of this, for the people that have been in the game for a bit. A liquidity grab before used to be referred to as a pretty much something that failed to close below a previous low, right? But I covered this like a year and a half ago, and it was very, very inconsistent, just because of the whole time frame thing. I don't know if you guys remember that. Well, obviously not in this scenario, but I did cover that. I don't know if you guys remember that. Yeah, that was a pretty long time ago, where the candle closure is very subjective to the time frame that you're in. So we had to make a rule based on structure, and that's the internal structure break, which would have been here, right? And this would have been a clear sign here that this is not necessarily favorable, because one, heavy overextended, you're in pretty much equilibrium of range, you just took liquidity, right? Internally, you've just solidified this low, right? So in order for you to pretty much be bullet bearish here, you would need to break the preliminary range and then look for the continuation, right? Just because I would need this continuation BOS to counter the liquidity grab, because we had just taken out a major point of liquidity. And I say major just because this is a very important solidified low based on your minor intraday stance. But yeah, I was watching this today. I should have screenshotted. But as soon as I noted that we did not take this out, which I believe was an M2. Yeah, it was an M2. The M2, as soon as I saw this create, right, that internal liquidity grab now here, where we take out a low, take out the high momentum, and there is, I'm pretty sure, like an engulfing or something like that. Oh, close enough. But as soon as I'd seen that, right, and then I've seen this come down again, right, I was not really too favorable of this POI, because that's one tap, two tap, and I know we've mentioned right, that there could be a second tap, which would have been the 50%, and you could even argue that there is there. But at the end of the day, when there's multiple mitigations, I would not be too keen to say that we are within strong order flow. But however, that's not enough for me to justify any type of bullish scenario. What justified a bullish scenario was the internal sense, which was this here. I know that if I want to be if I want to go with the continuation, I would need the continuation BOS, and then I would look for an entry based on that, just because of what I just covered with the liquidity grab. But as soon as I seen this mitigation with an engulfing, right, I was actually looking here right when this was happening, and I was like, you know what, this could be a relatively decent buy. I just did not take it. But yeah, 30 minutes later, come back, and it's like 50 pips in the opposite direction. 30. But yeah, this was something very, very interesting, something for you guys to note. And then mind you, this is a third tap of the POI, so weak order flow confirmed. Just because these three mitigations are not creating a new continuation BOS based on the preliminary range. And I'm considering this a preliminary range, even though it might technically not be right, but this is also where the change of character comes into play. You see the wicks, and then you see impulse. So this is where the character changes. So there's obviously something here. So if we break that, I would be more so keen to the continuation bias. Whereas now, right, based on the mitigation, engulfing, 3 taps, this would have been a relatively, although it would have been a reversal, it would have been a justified scenario. But that was just something I was looking at this morning. I'm pretty sure that would be very interesting for you guys. AU. Right, like we said before, nothing really has changed. It's just now, like, our lower lows aren't as substantial as they used to be, and we're starting to recover here. So this point here is going to be very, very crucial to me. I want to see if this breaks, which I'm pretty sure it might break, especially if we're starting to top out with DXY, and this would probably be a sign of a recovery. Now, how far we recover is a bit conflicting, because if I'm looking at solidified points, excuse me, this is my solidified point from the internal range. If this is taken out, then now mind you, this is, right, the entire range has now been confirmed if that is taken out. So then this would be conflicting, like, is this a POI? Is this a POI? So I would much rather just see if there's going to be any type of transition. But in my opinion, personally, I would love to see this be taken out, and I would love to see any type of bullish continuation model, just because you would really, I would more so see the quote-unquote majority look for the high-low retracement continuation, but this is where the internal reaction is going to play very, very key, or the play is going to be very, very key. Sorry. But yeah, not much to cover. I mean, the bias hasn't changed. We knew that on Tuesday where our short-term target was. We covered last week where our overall potential POI is here, which I believe was a monthly, if I recall correctly. Yes, monthly. Right, so yeah, time to see what this does. Time to see what this does. This is very, very crucial to me. Mind you, right, I'm pretty much done with this. If we do confirm the internal liquidity grab, then that is very dangerous if we do confirm this liquidity grab here, because then our highs would have been taken. We have now a full-on change of momentum, and that's dangerous. Because just as easily as we go one direction, we can easily go the other. And how do we know this? Well, we saw this move last year, 2 years ago, and we saw this entire move over the past year. So we'll see. But other than that, there isn't really much to cover today. Just the same continuation biases in that little scenario in EURUSD, which was a bit interesting. And it's just pretty much acknowledging liquidity grabs, acknowledging unsubstantial new highs, and acknowledging unwillingness, which is with that example that I showed you guys and why that was improbable. And that was here, I believe. I believe it was, actually, let me just find it. Found it. Perfect. Yeah, which was pretty much understanding unwillingness here and just seeing that this is much less probable just because there is no substantial new low, and that is a sign of internal unwillingness. But yeah, that pretty much covers today's little lecture. Yeah, I'm free for the next hour or so, so if you guys are if you guys have anything you guys want to show me, talk about, I'm all up for it. Yeah, let's see, you got 10 of you guys in here. Deleting that. It doesn't have to be trading related either, by the way. Madrid or Liverpool? Liverpool all the way. An interesting question. Ooh. Let's see. Flower got the reception. Well, I mean, do you think the world needs imbalance in terms of wealth? What do you mean in terms of wealth, though? Like, do you think though? I need a little bit more detail on that, because imbalance, I would say it is a necessary thing. For example, you need bad for good. Right, there is no good without bad. There is no positive without negative. But I need to see what you mean in terms of wealth. Do we need poor people to also have rich people? Well, there would be no such thing as rich people without poor people. There would just be people. Like, if you're asking, do I think there's a way for, or if there's a scenario where, you know, there wouldn't be rich or poor, there would just be people. I mean, yes, but let's be real. Like, I mean, that's just the cost of freedom. Unfortunately, then I go to the final. Yeah, we'll come back to this. Let's just see what Oswin thinks. So I would say I mean, conceptually, yes, you need poor people for rich people, because there's a way to differentiate them. Is that socialism? Kind of. Yeah. But I don't want to get much into that, just because I don't really research too much on it. But I mean, let me see. I have one question, technical. Yeah, let's just get through this topic, and then we'll cover it. Hold on. Let me read this. My front desk guy, I was just saying, it's not necessary to have rich and poor. He said because there's 10 rich people that could clear all world debt. Yeah, I mean, do you follow Naval? Naval has some very, very interesting theories on how we can literally all be rich. But yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, Naval, yeah, him. Naval has some very, very interesting theories on that. And I think, if I recall correctly, the one idea I can remember was that pretty much everything is going to be automated, be it robots, algorithms, whatever, and people would be able to literally do whatever they want, like do what they love, whatever. I need to find that video. If I find that video, I'll send it to you. I don't recall what the title of the video is. No, yeah, I would also argue that yes, you do need regular people in this life. Like, you have to realize not everybody's ambitious. People are happy with, you know, a house, a wife, and a kid, and a regular 9 to 5. They're happy with that. Because, for example, I mean, I'll make this clear example with my grandparents. My grandparents, all they do all day is go to the rec center, go to the garden, work on their garden, go to bed, and eat in between. That's all they do. Like, people are fulfilled with different things, right? So it really just falls down to what fulfills you. And that's kind of why I asked that question a couple weeks ago too, is finding what, you know, gives you value and pursuing that, because people blindly follow money and they lead into depression, you know what I mean? Whereas I see a lot of my friends be much more happier just because they do what they like to do. I have 2 friends that manage their own soccer camps, like not training facilities, but they operate, you know, individual sessions, and it's really, really good money, and they enjoy what they do, and they're chilling, you know? Obviously everything has its pros and cons, but they do what they enjoy, they do what they want to do, they do what they like. And I mean, that could even be applied here, for example. I mean, I don't want just anybody in this group. I want people who genuinely want to trade, right? Because people trade just to trade, or trade because they want money, right? But then it fails, and you know, it's conflicting internally. And then, you know, I don't want to be blamed for that either, because it's not really my fault. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's get into Nico's thing, and then I think Vina had a question too. Okay, what? Oh, hold on. Let me see. What am I seeing here? Let me see. Unfortunately, did not go to the final TP, but it's okay. Yeah. So, I believe we discussed this in your journal. The whole management part, because you have this part down. Majority of people have this part down. They know how to find an entry. But the whole management part, for example, this now means internal unwillingness, right? And this is momentum too. So that's cautious, not necessarily a reason to get out the trade, but that kind of correlates to this, right? Where we did not create a new low, but so it's not really probable that it'll come back. You know what I mean? Even though if you can say it is liquidity, it may not necessarily come back. So this is where the whole management thing comes into play. Where this means internal unwillingness, and that enough is kind of enough for me to want to get out of the trade, because mind you, that's already what, 30-40 pips there. And two, momentum is high and then momentum is low. You see what I mean? So this here, I would probably take a lot of partials or close out the position. Yeah, you see, take a lot of partials there. Yep. So it's really just fully dependent on you, whether you want to take the whole position or just partials. Because I think we've had this conversation before. Where is it worth holding the rest of your partial, or is it worth more to just take out the whole trade? I believe we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Oh, actually, it's been probably months now, if I recall. Yeah. So this entry, yeah, this is cool. This is something, I think this is one of the biggest things that differentiates us from many other groups. This, right? This is technically a model. I would argue that's a liquidity grab. But a lot of people like to say that this is liquidity, which could be right, but in reality, right, here, you are bullish, right? Technically, you are bullish. But then here you transition into bearish, and when you catch the bullish to bearish transition, that's how you get the best RR. Because you can argue that's liquidity, but reality, this is the bearish or bullish to bearish transition, and that's what gives you the favorable outcome, because it's in alignment with that. But yeah, that's a good scenario there. And you could also connect this with a lot of things. You could say unwillingness. You could also say how overextended we are from a higher time frame. There's so many things, but yeah, I hope that makes sense. And I believe somebody else had a question. Hopefully I'm not being too loud, because my mouth is like right on my mic.
Hi,
Yes.
Can I speak?
Yes.
My doubt is I am working on my model. Am I audible?
Mm-hmm.
So I am working on my model. I have one question. So I can't figure out this. So I don't want answer. I want approach. How can I solve this? So can I tell you my question?
Do you want to show me? Do you want to show me that?
Okay. I think I have sent you two charts on Discord too.
Yeah. I'm gonna get back to that, bro. I'm probably gonna do that maybe tomorrow. But I answer all my DMs at once, bro. I can't just go one-on-one, because then it'll take forever.
Okay.
But yeah, if you want to show me, we can talk about it on here.
I ask that question on group. If you open the Discord, I can show you. Otherwise, I will send you here link.
Or just share your screen.
Oh, wait. Actually, I opened this in tab, so. I opened Zoom code in tab. I don't have trading view.
Oh, okay. So do you wanna send it on the? Okay, you put it in the community chat. Or where do you want? Or where do you want me to? What do you want me to do?
Wait, I will send you link of this two example.
Okay. No, just put it in the. Can you put it in the chat, please? Okay, there we go. Yeah. Excuse me. I swear I answered this. I didn't answer this?
No.
I remember seeing this.
Actually, I didn't get satisfaction with the answer of this question. Means where should I focus? Sometimes after solidified internal low, price give liquidity gap. See, in this example, price didn't give liquidity gap after solidified internal structure. And in this example, price give liquidity gap even after solidified internal structure. So how we can figure out this? When price give
Okay. Yeah, I get your question. So one, you understand the what? You understand the. Let me go here. You understand the what, which is. Let me make this black. You understand the what, which is in LG. That's what you're trying to trade, right? In LG. Okay, so now where are you trading that LG? This.
When it will happen, when not? This is my question. If I wait for LG here, I will miss the trade.
Here.
LG didn't happen in this example. Means
there is confirmation with direction. So the liquidity grab is confirmed.
Okay.
Here in the sorry. Here, I can't really tell what the overall direction is. I don't know if this is bearish. I don't know if this is bullish. You see what I mean? I don't know. I need more information here. So you need to focus not only on what you are trading. You need to not only focus on what. Hold on. What you are trading, you also need to focus on where you are trading it. And you're saying if you wait for the liquidity grab, you'll miss the trade, but are you trying to trade every move?
No.
Then that question, I don't understand. I don't understand how you're gonna say that if you're gonna miss the trade if it doesn't have the liquidity grab. You see what I mean?
No. My question is, once we solidify this, suppose we solidify this trade. After that, my model is I will wait for internal solidification. So I will wait for this internal solidification. These highs get solidified. Once this high is get solidified, then only I will take entry. So here if I put entry here and put asset here, so I get TP. But in second example,
yes,
can you open
hold on.
second example?
Yeah, hold on.
Here I solidify range here, this range. After that I will wait for internal boss, break of structure. Then I
But there is no reaction, and there's too much momentum here.
Okay.
So here's where the little refinement. So look here, and something you didn't know here. Look at this. There's actually internal solidification here. This is the reaction. This is what causes this. So you see, this is much different to this. Is there a reaction here inside? Is there something driving, right, the narrative downwards, right? Because if you do not get this here, this is fine if you do not get that, right? But then at the same time, you're not always gonna get that transition. You're not always gonna get this internal transition. That's why I asked, right, that if you're gonna wait for the liquidity grab and you're gonna miss the move, well, are you trying to trade every move? No, you want to trade based on whatever you find as, you know, probable. So I would say focus on the little transitions, the little things that generate these moves, because it's all cause and effect, right? Why did this continue lower here? Well, you have one confirmation, right? You obviously, this is the transition here, and then this is the internal transition there. You see what I mean? Because this is bullish to bearish, and this here is bullish to bearish, right? So the probability of a trade to be favorable whenever you get this is much higher than if you don't, than if you just get something like that, right? Because you know that if you get this confirmation, you're, you know, more than likely going to at least reach your intraday target.
Yes.
So I would say focus on the little details, 1, and 2, focus on where you're trying to trade your models. Because here, for example, like here, I can't tell whether we're bearish or bullish. You see what I mean? You see what I mean here?
Yes.
And if we zoom in here, I don't know if you can go back and zoom in here on M1 if you can, and we will check this out. And also, right, mind you, hold on. Mind you here, you set your SL a little bit tight, but realistically your SL is here. You're in validation. Yeah, so here, your invalidation would have technically been there. But, right, this is technically bullish here, so I would more so study what happens here to see if there's a possibility of getting that transition to the downside. Does that make sense? Am I making sense there?
Yes.
So you understand the bigger picture, but you need to see the little details, the internal stuff, what makes sense. But I mean, it's you're getting there, because how many weeks has it been?
Sorry?
How many weeks has it been since you joined?
Maybe around 1.5.
Yeah, you see, like I already told you. Actually, hold on.
I'm not saying I'm working on my model.
Yeah.
I'm making watching webinar. That's why I want to get stuff over here. That's why I asked this question. I'm not ready yet.
And
I'm just working on my model.
And I'm telling you, look, you just joined. Not even. It's been about a month. It's been like 4 weeks. Okay, so give it 3 more weeks. Start sending me journals, right? Because I remember seeing this, but I didn't answer it on purpose. Because this the purpose. I mean, the process applies to everybody, and you can try to keep. Can you guys hear me? I moved my mic. Okay, you guys can hear me, right? Cool. Like I'm gonna keep telling you this, bro. I ignored your question on purpose because you're not following the process. You're not following directions. 1, I told you to send me PDF formats because that's what the process, that's what assignment says, right? 2, right, you're supposed to wait 4 to 6 weeks. 3, right, you can only send them on Friday and Saturday. Why? Because that helps me organize myself. You did it 4 days ago. You see what I mean? So you're not following any directions. You're not showing me any type of discipline. So if you can't give me any type of discipline with just simple rules that I show for the group that everybody must follow, how can I expect you to be disciplined with a model? You see what I mean? That's the whole entire point. you know, and I don't want to sound like a dick, you know, I don't want to sound like an asshole here, but that's what I've seen has worked, and I feel like it could work for you, right? But I can't know for sure unless you don't follow the directions, you know. If you aren't structured, I can't help you there, you know what I mean? If you don't follow directions, I can't help you there, right? But yeah, I ignored your question on purpose because you see the bigger picture. Everybody that comes into the group understands the bigger picture. That's why I don't teach basics. Everybody understands the bigger picture, but these little details, right? Yes, you could say that I'm putting you on that, but realistically, I'm just pointing at them and you're studying them and understanding them, and that's how you formulate a model. Right? And that's structure, right? And that's what, in my opinion, benefits a lot of people in the long run. I mean, look at Nico here. How long has it been, Nico? How many months has it been? We got Lewis in here. There's a lot of people in here that have followed this exact same process and they've progressed over months. I'm not saying they're fucking rich now, but I'm noting their progression, right? Andre's in here, Ank is in here, right? Honestly, everybody in here. Boba's always sending me journals, right? You have to follow the exact same process that everybody is given, right? Oh, really? 1 year today? Holy shit, really? Hold on, there's no way. Let me see. Damn, Nico, what's your Discord name? Oh, Niko, okay. Oh shit. But yeah, bro, I just want you to understand. I want you to take that patience factor.
Yes.
Let me see. Yeah, I can't find it, bro. I'm sorry. I cannot find it. Hold on. I'm gonna find this. Welcome. Ah, it's tomorrow. It is tomorrow. A year tomorrow. That's crazy. Yeah, it is tomorrow. That's cool. That's cool. I like seeing that. But yeah, I mean, it's been a long year, bro. Like I think I remember when you first joined, your entries were way different. And I don't even want to take credit for it, bro. Like I said, like I'm pointing out the little things, but you're the one that's studying and structuring them and making them make sense. But yeah, does anybody else have any questions? Anything they want to review? I wonder how these are doing. This took its time though. This took its time. Yeah, I got the recording. I guess here's another example. You see where this is seen as liquidity and then there's the transition, but why? It's because of the internal transition here. That's what provides that bearish narrative there. This here. Yeah, that Luna situation is tough, but That's a whole ass liquidity grab, bro. Yeah, it's at 2 pennies right now. Yeah, whole ass liquidity grab. Why crypto cashing right now? I don't know. I don't care. Like realistically, I mean, I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago, where how do I say this? Where I don't know, I don't see crypto as an investment just yet, especially these coins here, because all you're doing is betting on it. You're betting that it's going to increase in value, and yes, you could say it's going to be a substitute, I guess, for currency, but realistically, I don't see that as a reason for it to become something of high value like that. I mean, look at this. This crashed, right? I remember this. I think this was 2 days ago. No, I don't think it was this. It was... I don't remember. I can't find it. But I swear I saw something about Tether dropping to like 80 cents or something like that. Might just be me. But I don't know. I don't really follow this stuff. I do want to get into it though. I will say that for. I do want to get into DeFi and stuff like that. Like there's definitely ways to make some passive income in it. I just need to figure out how. I wonder why technicals work though. Yes, but why? I promise you, if you mastered, honestly, like this is something I've been thinking about for the past couple of days. I'm just starting to think that the way money moves is in a certain way, and if you understand the behavior, you can follow the money, right? That's just what I've been thinking. Because it doesn't make sense for everything to be relatively the same. And I'm not saying we cracked the code, I'm just saying we understand the market in our POV, and that's very powerful because not many people can say that. Same programming, who knows? I mean, I don't think that's public info, if I'm being honest. Cause has anybody looked into the finance stuff I posted? Like if you try to apply this stuff to the charts, it is complicated. It is complicated. Because all of this is just foundational stuff. This isn't like actual ways to apply it, you know what I mean? It's just information for you to understand. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, if you, what's it called? If you look through the information, like it's very complex to try to apply that. Has your degree helped your trading in any way or not? Well, if I never went to school, I probably would have never wanted to trade. But technically, no. They don't teach TA as an undergrad. I'm pretty sure they teach TA in the actual, like if you're actually working in the space. Because for example, if I wanted to go get a job, right? If let's say best case scenario, let's say I wanted to go to the finance route, whatever, maybe CFP route or whatever, right? No matter who picks me up, whether it could be Goldman, TD, Schwab, fucking anybody, if they pick me up, right, realistically, I'm only going to get that job because they're going to sponsor whatever type of specialism that I'm going to get into. Like, for example, if you want to get into investment banking, if you pass your exams, they sponsor it. If not, you pay for it. But I know, like, for a lot of series licensing, you do need a sponsor, and that sponsor has to be, you know, that type of entity. So I would, so you don't learn anything TA in school, if I'm being honest. Like, the worst, I think my professor brought it up one day. My professor, he said, I forgot which one it was. I think I showed you guys a video, or I posted it on Instagram or something, where he posted like some London Open strategy, and I'm just like, what? Like, that's the only time he's ever brought TA into class. Oh, I don't know, bro. I've never been. I don't know. But I do know Sergio's girlfriend went that route, and she was just learning basic technicals. Because realistically, bro, basic technicals will make you profitable. It's just people aren't patient with it. It'd be hard for me to show you examples just because that's not how I've trained my eyes to see the chart, right? But to say they don't work is ridiculous, you know? That's why you don't see me bash people and stuff like that. Like, I don't even bash people that trade relatively to how we trade anymore. Why? Because, I mean, I don't know. It really doesn't matter who does it first. It's just about who does it right. So I'm gonna do everything I can to do it right. But yeah, would I say, has my degree helped my trading in any way? I don't know. It's just tough. It's just everything in school is corporate POV. You know what I mean? Like, the question is, what is it that you're going to do after college? The question is, what job are you getting into after college? What, you know? So it's just, I don't know. It's just, it was really, really hard for me to really resonate with people in college, especially when I transferred. Oh, I don't know, bro. You do your research on that. Like, I'm pretty sure you can get certifications. Like, for example, you could take the whole, you could take the Wyckoff trading method course. I think you get like a certificate from that. You could take, like, you could, like, I think, oh, okay, FINRA. Yes, you're right, actually. FINRA courses. Yeah. I'm trying to think of actual licenses. Good question. Let's actually look it up. Degrees and licenses for technical analysis trading, and I'm pretty sure it would be more stock based too. I wouldn't think there would be anything forex related. Yes, the aspiring stock traders are best served by obtaining a bachelor's degree in finance, mathematics, economics, business, or any related field while internships. Let's see. Yeah, it's just, the only reason I don't want to go investment banking around is just slavery, man. I don't want to slave for a company. Like, that's so depressing. See, like, this is what I mean. In the field is where you get that practical stuff. Yeah, 12 hours a day type. I mean, you guys seen the videos with Anton Grill? He's talked about it, how, you know, if you reach that level, you legit slave to your job. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything actually like on paper for technicals. who's to say it's not something down the line, you know? I just think, I think technicals are very underrated just because people don't understand them. So people can only go based off what has worked before, and that's been, you know, the whole fundamental stuff. But fundamentals is an oversimplification of that topic, though. Oh, I don't know, bro. I don't pay attention to people like that. I don't pay attention to people. I wouldn't be able to answer that. But it would be something interesting. Is it getting more popular though? I mean, I guess so. The idea of trading is definitely been popularized, but I don't know if that necessarily means there's more traders. Because most people quit in 3 months, you know what I mean? Yeah, like people quit. And in reality, like most traders are super low key. Because it's not anything special, it's just their job. It's what they do, you know what I mean? So, you know, they prioritize their lives over it. Well, not necessarily prioritize over it, but, you know. Like, trading and chilling is a vibe, man. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, with the pandemic, side hustles as a whole came up, you know? E-com, trading, right? I don't really know many, to be honest. I mean, traditional stuff like selling, like, you know, selling hype stuff, reselling stuff, some Gary V type vibe, drop shipping, yeah. I don't know, I almost got into that automation stores. Happy I did not do that though, that shit's a scam. Yeah, garage sales, yeah. No, Sergio's not on the call, bro. Yeah, he's out doing something, I don't know. And we're going parabolics. Yeah, but I mean, if you really notice, like trading isn't the meme anymore, you know? Trading really isn't the meme these days. It used to be a meme, like people used to make fun of it. I would say, I think the meme these days might be solar, man. Low-key embarrassing? Yeah, bro, I feel that. That's why I don't really tell people what I do. I just say I do what I do, and I'm a student. And then I might say something with trading, and they might not take me seriously, and then, you know, I don't know. It's just people aren't really open-minded these days about it. Yeah, you could just say you trade stocks too. and then they're gonna ask what's your favorite stock. I'm like, I don't fucking know. Tesla. Nah, I'm gonna just say buy Twitter. Buy Twitter for sure. I heard there was issues with his acquisition process though. I think I saw something on Twitter. This is definitely bearish at the moment though. I will say that. I should not be doing it on that screen. Sorry. For the people watching the recording. Yeah, technically bearish. Character change to here. That is maintained. So where we at right now? Not convincing enough. Yeah, I hope this dips, and I'll definitely invest in this long term once the whole acquisition thing happens. Because yeah, this has potential for sure. Because you could also see it as potentially unwillingness from this low. We'll see. Yeah, Elon gonna pump it. I wonder how Doge is doing these days. I slept on this heavy, man. I remember this. When this happened, dude. Oh no, that stocks are doing shitty now, bro. All stocks are shit now. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions, honestly, it's about to hit an hour. You had Doge? No, Sergio did. Yeah, I hope so, bro. I mean, about damn time, like these houses, I need these house prices to start going down, bro. No, bro, I've never ever bought crypto. I never had full faith in it. But yeah, I guess we can end it off here. You buy real estate. Definitely not now, bro. That would be stupid right now. Yeah, and the US right now is not it, bro. Yeah, but some little houses, some 2-3 bedroom, 1 bathroom houses, $300,000. Fuck that. Yeah. This house in front of my mom's place, it got renovated, and somebody had died in that house. Like that was I don't know if you guys remember the story about this grandma that died on my block. Yeah, she was like killed by her nephew or something. Crazy stuff. You gonna move from Texas? Nah, bro, I love Texas. I have no reason to leave Texas. I primarily want to stay in a red state, if I'm being honest. Tax benefits, no bullshit. Florida, But yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna end it off here. Because I do want to go to the gym before my doctor's appointment today. So, yeah, man. I'll make sure to upload this right now. Cool. Yeah, man, you guys take care.